everybody, and welcome to Book Talks with Sandy. I am so happy to be back with you. Listen, I am going to take my glasses off because, yes, I had this eye surgery. But to God be all the glory. Yes, indeed. Welcome to Book Talks with Sandy. And I am elated to have you here with us on tonight. We are here, Book Talks with Sandy. What is it? It is our platform. You all know it's our platform for authors, for anthology book projects. It is for you, especially. Why? Because you just might be looking for a good book to read. Well, listen, guys, it has been a journey. It's been a couple of weeks that I truly have been on live, but I am so excited to be here. Y'all know that's what I do. This is me. I missed you. Thank you for your prayers. Yes, I had this thing that's called an immaculate hole. Whoever, I never heard of it, but I'll share more about it when I went to go get an eye exam and we were discovering some things, but you prayed for me, got through it. And as I said, is that, it wasn't a life-threatening surgery, but any time that you are going on under anesthesia and you are got a set of surgeon hands doing something on you, yes, it can be something that you want to ask the saints to pray for you and those prayer warriors. And truly, you all have done it. And I am elated to be back on tonight. Well, listen, without further ado, I am going to open up my screen. And yes, here they are. Yes. Hey, Latoya, how you doing?
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Sandy, for having us tonight. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited to have you with us. It's been a minute since you and I have had an opportunity for me to interview you. And listen, you've been up to some things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have. You've been up to some things, and now you are a visionary author, a businesswoman. You better go ahead, girl.
What you say? I'm so excited. It's going to be a phenomenal call tonight, and I'm excited again. Thank you so much for having us. And it's time to share. So yeah. I'm ready for it.
Absolutely. This book, you all, listen, this is what I say to them before we actually get started. What I want you all to do, I want you to share this out with your friends. Those, I always say, you're leaders of leaders, you're community leaders, you are coaches, and all of that. And I want you to get the word out. I want you to share it out because this book is about to hit its digital release on the 21st. Am I right, Latoya? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thursday, 2 days. 2 days.
In 2 days. And I've seen the countdown, and I'm telling you all, you've got the vibe, you've got the energy up. Everyone is looking forward to, we're going to push and get you to that #1 bestseller. Absolutely. Well, listen, I am elated. This is a book that is called Paid by the Pound, but I love the fact that you also said that it's empowering and inspiring. You have 22 women. We've got this across the screen here, you all, but 22 women that are part of this. They're sharing their story, inspirational stories of life adversities and God's glory. And as you say, we win. That is it, y'all. We as sister girls, we want each other to win for sure. Tell us a little bit about this amazing book and how the conception came about. And then I want you to take time, and we're going to go around the room, and I want to see who these phenomenal women that you brought with you tonight. By the way, guys, this is part 1. We are going to be in a part 2 interview. So I want you all to mark the calendar. Latoya and the other ladies will be back on with us on the 26th. I want to say I have to look at my calendar. But yeah, come on and tell me, what is the conception of this? How did this book come about?
All right. So Pay by the pound is all God. Trust me, it has been a project on my heart, an anthology that needed to get out because it is so many of us that have a story to tell, and it's not just for us. It is a story to offer hope to other women, men, boys, and girls, anyone that's going through their struggles, their trials, their adversity, trauma, just a whole lot of things. And I want you to know that you are not alone. It is all for God's glory, and your story is somebody else's help message. It's their success, it's their hope to free themselves from whatever they're going through and allow God to pay them for every pound that held them down.
That is amazing. So you yourself, and by the way, you all, we've got some amazing individuals that are watching us in the audience. I quickly want to say to one of your co-authors is Yinka Kalani, all the way from the UK. She is joining us tonight, and yes, and she says, great to have you back, and thank you. Barbara Brown. Barbara is saying congratulations. She's also saying hello. Yinka says hello, ladies. Thank you. Hi, Dr. Eric. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Thank you for the support. Aletha Williams, she has said congratulations. Lady Tamika Hill has come on, and as she's saying, yes, you better go, girl. Yes, indeed. Mavis is joining us, and Sharonda. So thank you so much. I want us to go around the room, and let's take a moment, and each of you, my name parts have come down. Yes, I'm going to take my glasses off. It's much easier for me to read. At this time, I want to get away from each of these ladies. I'm talking about the phenomenal lady Lori Goodman. How are you? Give me a wave there.
How are you?
Yes, there she is. Flossie Stark. Contributing author Monique Miller. Yes, and Kenyatta McGee. The phenomenal Coretta Motts. Angela Hawley. Angela, I know I'm not saying that name right, but you'll get it right for me. I know. Lori Hopper. And Angela Roberts. Let me take these banners down here. So yeah, there we go. So ladies, come on and introduce yourself to me. Hi, Lori, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
Listen, I'm doing well. I'm happy to be back here at the table. What can I say? I'm glad that you came through. You're excited about your book?
I'm extremely excited about my book.
Awesome.
Our book. I want to say our book. Yes.
And your chapter will be sharing. I want you, and listen, you all, the release is not until the 21st. We have 2 more days, but I want to thank you for saying hello to us. Where are you out of? Where are you from?
I actually am from New York City, but I now am residing in between Conyers, Georgia, and Clearwater, Florida.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Yes.
The temperatures. It can be cold one day, hot on another.
Absolutely.
And no, it's all over. Well, welcome.
Thank
and
you.
Listen, I'm right here in the amazing city of Biloxi, Mississippi. What can I say?
Right.
Flossie, how are you? I believe that you are, yes, one who, come on and say hi to us.
Hello, how is everyone?
We're good. Listen, I'm going to share with listen, you all, when you come on the show, you really want to be a proactive and really be ready. Flossie was ready before me. She saw what Sandy looked like when I love it. And that speaks volume with her personality. She wanted to be ready. Flossie, where are you from?
I'm from Richmond, Virginia. Born and raised.
Okay, all right. I'm familiar with Richmond. It's been many years since I've been there, but it's a beautiful city. It is.
Yeah,
well,
nice and quiet.
Yeah, welcome to the table. I'm glad to have
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Miss Kenyatta, how are you, woman of God?
Hello, I am well. How are you?
I am great. Good to see you. Welcome to the table.
You.
I'm a big fan.
Oh,
so share a little bit about what you've been up to.
Well, writing a book. Getting prepared for the launching of a book. So I've been working in the community. But most of all, I've been educating young minds, preparing them for state testing, and really just excited to be here. And
awesome.
I'm ready.
Ready we're ready to hear from you. Phenomenal. Yes. Angela, and we got a couple of Angelas here. So I'm going to start with Angela Robertson, and then we'll work our way across. Hey, Angela, how you doing? You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. It's official, you all. The show has now begun. It never fails, so you're okay. It's us who wasn't right. Okay, go ahead. Hi, how are you? Welcome aboard. Where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, you're out of Atlanta. Okay, and so you met this lady out of the Mississippi area. I'm curious. I look forward to hearing how that conversation came about.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. Yes, Ms. Laura Hopper. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We met on our platform where we're. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, we met on a platform for our weight loss. I'm Nicole. Okay. I'm the CEO of the Trim down here in Atlanta, and we met through weight loss. Me and Latoya.
That is amazing. I love it. I can't wait to hear your story. I know it's going to be phenomenal. Laura, hi. Thank you so much for being so patient.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
Wonderful,
I'm
wonderful.
Good. I'm happy to be back on my platform. That's what I'm happy to be talking to some folks.
All right.
For a while. But welcome. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Seattle, Washington, and I'm living here in Meridian, Mississippi.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I definitely got to meet up with you. Okay. My daughter was stationed in Everett, Washington on her very first assignment after boot camp. She's in Navy, but now that was over 19 years ago. So yeah, you left the cold for sure.
Yes, I did.
Well, welcome aboard. Ms. Monique Miller, how are you? Welcome aboard.
Hello, I am doing great, Sandy. Thank you for having us on this evening.
Yes. Yeah, where are you from?
I am in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area, central North Carolina. I'm a school counselor. I heard Kenyatta saying she's getting some young minds ready. And I'm an author. I've written fiction books, but this is my first time writing some nonfiction. So I'm really excited about that.
We're excited about that as well. So welcome aboard. And it's always a different path as a writer because you're pulling new things out of yourself. That's amazing. I love it. Well, then we have Miss Angela Hawley. Am I saying that correctly?
Haule.
Haule. Yes. Thank you. You are the featured author, the forwarding author?
I'm one of the featured authors, yes.
Yes. Well, welcome aboard. Share a little bit about where you're from.
I live in Chesterfield, Virginia, originally from Cumberland, Virginia. I'm a country girl.
Okay. All right. I'm out of the country too. North Carolina. Yes, indeed. So, amazing. So, and I'll come back and we'll talk in just a second. Coretta, hi. Welcome aboard.
Hey. So my name is Coretta, and I'm just going to tell you where I'm from. I'm from originally Glenville, Georgia, small country town in Georgia, but I am currently living in Chester, Virginia. I'm a retired Richmond police officer.
Wow. So we have a vast variety of women. Thank you all, everyone who is joining. Brenda, I got to acknowledge you all. We have an audience person and she watches. She's so faithful. I even reached out to her today. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Brenda is my, y'all remember whenever they would have the Apollo way before Steve Harvey, the other guy, a couple of other people. Well, she is my Apollo theater person. Y'all remember the lady who used to sit in the middle all the time, who sat at the front? Y'all remember? Brenda is it. So Brenda, as always, I pay homage to you, girl. Thank you so much. She's always got me. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, here is where we're going. I want to thank everyone for watching. And again, before we get started, we are sponsored by Swag Her Magazine. Those of you that may be familiar with Swag Her Magazine, it is a print and digital magazine for the urban community. And at this time, I'd like to share just a little bit of information about the magazine, if I will. And then we're going to come back and hear from our amazing, amazing authors.
Greetings all, it's Fancy and I'm the award-winning publisher and editor-in-chief of Swag Her Magazine, which is an empowerment and lifestyle publication for the Black community. But did you guys know that we also double as a PR boutique? Yes, we strategically execute brand campaigns for Black women-led businesses, coaches, authors, and girl bosses so that they can receive more visibility and establish themselves as an authority. We do so through a mix of PR, marketing, and branding. If you would like to learn more about our services, schedule a consult with us at swagger.net.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Swag Her Magazine, for being our sponsor. I believe, do I have everybody? I want to make sure. Do I have everyone? Got everybody now here? I want to start with Lori. Lori, share a little bit about how you and Latoya connected. And those of you that may not be aware that Latoya is a life enthusiast, inspirational speaker. She's a transformational coach, founder, director at her business, which is called Live Well with Latoya LLC. Live Well with Latoya LLC is an unconventional wellness company owned and operated by Latoya Griggs. And this book, you are a part of, Miss Lori, you're a part of the 22 women. You're one of the 22 phenomenal women that are sharing your stories in the adversity. Share a little bit about how you connected with our visionary author tonight, and just share a little bit about, your journey and being a writer.
Well, a friend of mine introduced me to Latoya, and we just kind of connected. Latoya is easy, very pleasant. Just a great person to really talk to. And we just connected, and she asked me if I wanted to come and do a piece in the book. And I said, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Anytime I can, help or share my story to help others, that's what I wanted to do.
So she made this conversation, you guys connected. Yes. She said, a piece of the book. Did you know what you wanted to initially write about?
I absolutely did not. I prayed about it, and it dropped in my spirit. Yeah, and that's how I got the title of my chapter, actually.
Well, hang on to that chapter title, because you guys are getting ready to unveil. But we're very excited. So, share with us what makes you unique in this time, in this season where we find our world? They're saying that this is our year. Our year as women, 2022. You all know that history has now been officially made. She is confirmed now over a week. I have a granddaughter we're talking about. Yes, Justice Brown and Chief Justice Brown. Yes, Supreme Court Justice. Oh gosh. And then of course, before her was our Lady Vice President, Kamala Harris. And so this is our time. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
And so how does that feel that this is the year God says, and you prayed about it, he gave you a yes. And so how is that feeling for you right now?
I'm overwhelmed because I get to share a platform with such dynamic women that I don't even know yet, but I know that they're dynamic because I just know. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm thankful that God gave me the platform to be able to share. Yeah. Because that's really what it is. We're sharing stories that will help others.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome. That's going to help others. So Latoya, when you were seeking out women to be a part of this book project, was it anything specific? I know you went through, did you go through some coaching? I know you did. That's a silly question. Was she with you and all of that good stuff? And I know y'all had the tissue evenings and cried it out. You wrote it out. And so, Latoya, what were you seeking and what was the vision like? And yeah.
All right. So the vision was to gather the women that had those powerful stories to help a variety of other people that was going through some things. And I tell you, I keep saying the number was 20. It was only 20 for me as I was looking for 20 authors, and the Lord was steady saying, nope. And when I got to the point where I'm not for sure, Lord, is this what I'm supposed to do? Then it just happened. Like, people started contacting me. They started reaching out to me. They had a story to tell. They didn't know which story to tell because we all have so many messages that can help somebody else along the way. They wasn't sure which story to tell. Wow. And so as we prayed together and worked together and we talked together, it was whatever the Lord led you that was going to help somebody else get through. At the time that Paid by the Pound was visioned, we were going through COVID, a lot of suicide, a lot of depression, uncertainties, a lot of weight gain. People were losing their jobs. They were losing their hope, and they needed to know that if you could just hold on, and get through, everything would be okay. It would all work out for your good. And we are all witnesses. We're all testaments that what we were going through, because we held on. Look at it now. Look at the glory. And it's not just for us, our lives, our stories, even the ones that have not heard the stories or don't know the stories, their lives have been blessed just being in contact or connected with these women because they have a message that they can share with the world. And it just had to be brought forward right now. That is why now is the time. Now is the time. And that is true, that it's being shared with the world even before the book even hits. Your graphics are phenomenal. I want to acknowledge your project manager, Dawn, who worked alongside of you. And you have a relationship because you were part of Finally Free. And that is when I first met you. You shared your story about Finally Free. Was it as important for people to know what you needed to be free from? Because that book, I'm telling you, every time Dawn comes out with a project, it's phenomenal. But that was our first connection. Those of you that don't know Dawn Leake, she's a global speaker, international speaker, visionary, the project manager, wellness coach. And her book that is called Boss Your Lane. Listen, I give out books. When I say give out, I give you titles. I give you books that I say you need to have it in your toolbox. Boss Your Lane is one of them. And you had the privilege of working with Dawn on this project. You want to share a little bit? Absolutely. So Finally Free was the very first anthology project that I had an opportunity to work with Dawn. And Dawn is absolutely phenomenal. Today, I just told her, you got me believing I can fly. That's just how Dawn is. When you work with her, no matter how much fear you have, her motto is do it scared. And I think I've shared a lot of that with these ladies here. No matter the fear, the challenges that you have, just do it scared. He will give you the grace to get it done. And I'm telling you, when it came to Finally Free, that pushed me out of my comfort as far as other people's opinions. That I knew that I was on the assignment and that I had to go, even if I had to go alone. And the second project that I had the opportunity to work on with Dawn was Boss Your Lane. And it's a phenomenal book for business owners of all areas to get the guru or get the good information on what not to do so much as to save you some time and some crying, some tears, and some headaches, and just go ahead and birth what's in you. But Dawn is phenomenal. She has really been with us during this entire project. And I'm telling you, the growth that I've seen, even in myself, from that 1 year when Finally Free was birthed to now Finally Free 2 is coming after Paid by the Pound, baby. the world, y'all better hold on tight.
Hold on tight, right?
Hold on tight.
Hold on. Awesome. I want to hop on over to your featured author, who is one of the featured authors. Angela, welcome. Welcome. I always love to acknowledge those who are stepping in that area that you're just paving the way. When we open up the book and we find your name, we find you're a featured author. Share with us when that opportunity was presented to you and just about this journey called Paid by the Pound, inspired, encouragement. And I know I'm kind of saying that backwards, but yeah.
So initially fear, not knowing which story to tell, which one would be the most impactful, but understanding that my truth set me free. Mm-hmm. And so I was living in a place of bondage, really, not realizing that I had an addiction. And so when I discovered it and then recovered from it and realized that I have to live in a place of recovery, mm-hmm. It was freeing. But, you know, dealing with so many people not even understanding that they're in bondage, that they have an addiction, that they don't even see it because it's something that is socially acceptable. And realizing that I can help free other people by sharing what I experienced and how just meeting Coretta and Latoya and just starting off on a weight loss journey, how that turned into my life just changing forever. And not just my life, but the life of my friend over there, Flossie, and my husband and my kids. And just my life has become absolutely amazing at 44 years old. And so I am just grateful to God to be able to be in a place to share and be okay with sharing, because in our pain, there's growth. And with releasing that pain, it's so much freedom. You're muted, Sandy.
You're muted, Sandy.
I was all in, child, because when you said pain, there's pain in the growth. I was just, yes. So that was powerful. Oh, that was powerful. Y'all, let's just sit in that for a moment, because all of us can say that we've experienced pain at some level or not. Is that right, Kenyatta? And I'm just looking at you, and I was just led to go to you. And I don't even know your story, but what I can say is that we all can. We can say, yes, I've experienced pain, but we grew out of it. So Kenyatta, you want to tap in on that? I just feel led to go ahead and.
I absolutely agree with what you said. We all do experience pain, and my initial contact with pain came at 5 years of age. And from the age of 5 up until maybe 7, 8 years ago, I continued to live in that pain. And one of the things about me and my connection with Latoya is, and it's tickling to me to hear the other ladies speak, our connection didn't start with a weight loss journey. It's leading into the weight loss journey. But I'm an early bird, and I had gone to sleep one night and got up to go to the restroom. And I always check Facebook, and I saw a post, actually a friend request. And I was like, I don't know her. And I checked the mutual friend status, and I saw who we had in common. So I accepted the friend request. From there, I saw the call for authors, and the submission that I put, the interest submission that I sent to her had nothing to do with the story that God had ordained for me to tell. One of the things that I've noticed is that during this process, last year for my birthday, I declared that the affirmations for my life for 2022 will be that of healing, prosperity, and wholeness. So from the time that I declared healing, prosperity, and wholeness over my life, I went through a 12-week battle where doctors were testing me for MS, and I was off work a long time, and I was going through some things. And during that process, the Lord reminded me that although the healing was promised to me, it wasn't going to come in the way that I was looking forward to. I wanted to wake up one day and somebody tell me, no, you don't have MS. All the signs and the symptoms and the evidence is there, but the Lord told me that the healing comes from the inside out. So my healing journey, my connection with Latoya is a place of healing from the inside out. So which led into my chapter. And so one of the things that I had to learn is that in order to be shedding weight physically, I had to learn to shed it spiritually first, because there were some demons and some generational curses that I thought didn't have a hold on me. But from age 5 up until we finished this chapter, finished this book, it had a hold on me, and it caused me to detach from reality. It caused me to detach from my children, detach from friends and family. I was living, but I wasn't living to live. I wasn't living to live. I was living to die. Whenever something would come across, the first thing I would want to do is say, I'm battling anxiety and depression. No, I'm not battling it, because the Lord said the battle is not mine, it is his. So I had to learn to stand in a place of victory and say, although I have some experiences with anxiety and depression, I am victorious over that thing. And so now that I'm healing from the inside outward, my physical shedding of weight will come. But right now, the Lord is working on making me whole. And I think that this book, my yes for this book, was to say, here I am, God, your perfect will be done, because I'm tired of carrying things that I had no control over. I had no control over the things that happened to me, but I have a control over how I react to it and how I let it affect me from this day forward.
Wow, 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 wow. That is definitely a clap your hands, go ahead. Yes, indeed. Give God the glory. Do you all know how many people struggle with those things? And Angela, as you were saying, and I'm just going to kind of back out, and so because I want to hear from you all. And so, Coretta, as Angela was just mentioning, is that you were part of that connecting thread. So come on and chime in just a little bit. How you're feeling about this project and what it's done for you in the writing.
Well, this has been it has really been a place of discomfort for me, because I have had to face some things and to acknowledge things in my own life that I wasn't willing to acknowledge. Wow. And I mean, I literally told Latoya, I said, what have you gotten me into? Because I'm a very private person, and I have disrobed in front of the world, and that in itself is very, a little nervous about that. But I believe God that everything that happened in my life actually happened for a time as this, so that people could hear that if she survived, I can survive. And the opportunity that came with being in a place of depression, being in a place of hurt. My title of my passage is "His Hurt Became My Pain," and I'm not going to go into the book. You got to buy the book to read the book, right? But what I will say is that, all those things that I went throughout my life, one thing that I did do is that my comfort became food. And so I got to almost, as you can see in the back picture there, almost 300 pounds. And I was in a very depressive place where I didn't like myself. And when you don't like yourself, it's hard to like everyone else around you as well. And I was in a position of being a cop, being almost 300 pounds, And so I had to get myself together. And I did. I lost 130 pounds. I went from a size 22 down to a size 6. And my name of my company is Flab to Fab. It's Mont's LLC, doing business as Flab to Fab. But I tell you, having an opportunity to share with other people and let them know that they can do it. They can survive. It just because you're in a place don't mean that's going to be your place forever. It's just a time. And that's where we're at. And that's how I met Angela. Angela and I actually met at a vending event, and her life. We never know why we go through something. But because I went through what I went through, she's been able to change her life. And because she changed her life, she's been able to change Floss's life. And it just happens like that. One changes one, another changes, and it can go global. And that's what our ambition is. Even in this book, that we touch so many lives, that so many lives are changed because of what we have gone through. Our lives are a living testimony.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You all are phenomenal. I cannot wait for this book. Those of you that are tuning in with us at Book Talks with Sandy, yes, this is a special night. I am back, as they say, but we are on with international bestseller author and visionary author. Yes, we're talking about Latoya and Griggs and Carr-Griggs, and she is the visionary author of the upcoming book that is Paid by the Pound. Yes, if you will, come on, Miss Lori, if you will, just share with us.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Go ahead and share with us your experience as being a writer and being a part of this book project.
Wow. It has been life-changing for me, because writing this book with all these other phenomenal women, it gave me the opportunity to release some things that I never shared, that I never talked about, to maybe a few people, but they still didn't know my whole entire story. Mm-hmm. And I can't share the title, but what I can tell you is that I know that I am one of many who have gone through some things in their life that they wish they did not. And it has made me stronger, as a female, as a woman of God. It actually led me to God. I always knew God. Grew up in a church, but when you have to kneel down and humble yourself to know that He is the one and only, and He is the only one that can take you from where you are to where you need to be, it's definitely challenging sometimes, because sometimes we think we're not worthy. Sometimes we think we can fix ourselves. But all I can say is, but God, His grace and mercy, that's really, my story. His grace and mercy, He carried me through when I didn't think I could make it on more than one occasion. And here I am now sitting in this seat with these phenomenal women, sharing some things that I pray will help someone else, because, life is real. And when we face the realness of life, and have the relationship with God, or incorporate Him in your life, then things do change. And I am a living witness to that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How important is it? And I love it. How important is it? And I'm a prayer warrior. I love praying. I just love having a conversation with God. But how, like you said, and I heard you say it more than once, is that you prayed. And so you're in that conversation. You prayed about taking part in it. You prayed about, you talk about that so much. Share that with us, how important it is for us and what's happening in the world, not necessarily about the book,
right?
But how has that impacted your life? That the scripture says is that pray without ceasing. Mm-hmm. And so we know how important it is to pray. You've made that a part of who you are. Share with our audience how important it is for prayer.
For me, it's very important, because I realize it doesn't have to be a long prayer. It doesn't have to be on your face prayer. Yeah. It can be you walking out the door and say, God, thank you for your grace and mercy. Thank you for life every day. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the sun, the moon, the stars. I'm just grateful.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the house for 2 years, and you've lost people through the pandemic, and you're losing people just because of mental illness and things like that, you have to be grateful, because it could have been anybody, for the grace. It could have been me.
Yeah.
And I thank God for my strong mind and my will to live and my will to understand that it's not my will, that it is his will. I think with all of that, I smile every day. I try to laugh every day, because, it's easy to be sad, and it's easy to stay sad and stuck in that moment.
Yeah.
And so for me, thanking God daily, I walk through my house and it's, I don't care if it's a glass of cold water. Somebody says, thank you for this. I'm thankful.
Thank you.
I'm thankful.
Yeah.
You got to be thankful for everything, every little thing, everything,
Wow.
everything.
That is so important. And I do that intentionally, because that's what it's all about. I want to go ahead with Miss Angela Roberts, if you will. Come on, Angela, share with us. Thank you for being so patient. And just share with us your thoughts about what you have written now that you're about to get it released. It's about to release. Take us in that moment when you said yes and you're beginning to pen your thoughts.
Well, I said yes to the book when I saw Latoya posting that she needed authors. I told my daughter, I said, I think I want to do this because I am legally blind. I have had a kidney transplant and I'm a survivor. So I thought that my overcomings need to be on paper so it might empower and inspire someone else.
Wow. Wow. And so are you, when you say you're a survivor, are you a survivor of those things that you're saying that because of the kidney transplant? What are you a survivor of? That alone is a surviving moment. But
yes, because of the kidney transplant and because of me losing my vision, I can still do things. I don't put anything, no restrictions or limitations. I can do it. I can, I will, and I am.
Latoya, yes, you are right. This book is empowering the women you have in this book. Oh my goodness, we applaud you because it's challenging enough. I have such a respect since I had this eye surgery, Angela. I have such a respect for my sight now until help us. So here it is. You are legally blind, but you're now going to be sharing your story. You're an author. And how is that feeling for you?
It was a little struggle because in the midst of writing this chapter, I lost my mom. So it was a little struggle for me because I didn't know which way to go. But after getting on a call with Latoya and Dawn, I sat down and just started typing. And before I knew it, it came all together. Everything came all together. It's about grief, relationships, and illnesses, and overcoming the struggles of limitation that people would put before me. Everywhere I went to go get help, they were saying, no, you're functionable. You're not blind. No, I am. I cannot see it so far in front of me. So yes, I overcame all of that. With the grace of God, I'm still here.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I know you're going to share more with us in a little bit. I want to go ahead and over to Ms. Hopper as I see you all on the screen. She's right next to you. Hi, Laura. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. What do you think about your co-authors? Have you met any of these ladies physically?
Not physically, no one but Latoya. But I must say, these are some phenomenal women. Not to just piggyback off anybody, but I knew that there was some purpose along here because I met Latoya about 5 years ago, just looking at her, just watching her from afar off, and reached out to her, and she became just like a sister. But in the midst of her asking me, I have battled with fear, anxiety, there's a lot of things that went on in my personal life that God has allowed her to bring me to a platform that I never thought I would even be sitting up on today. And to bring some things out of me that I always shied from, even though I'm a minister, I'm a pastor. I always ran from even just giving a word or ministering or a word of encouragement. If it wasn't a one-on-one, I didn't want to do it because of my childhood things I went to, physical abuse, mental abuse, been in a very bad domestic shooting, like to lost my life. And so a lot of things made me feel like I wasn't worthy enough. I wasn't good enough. I didn't have the education, or it's so many things that played a role. And now I feel like God is saying, you guys to come out, I'm out of this cage. I preached a message Sunday for Easter. The message was, get off behind the rock. The rock has been moved, but why are you still behind? Why are you in the tomb and the rock is gone? The rock is moved. And the angel is sitting on the rock. So you have an entry out. So God has given me a way to enter out of the tunnel. But I was so afraid until I met Latoya, and all the people that spoke in my life. God gave her a gift to speak life, to say, hey, you can do this. And I told her the other day, this is just the beginning for me.
Wow. Wow. I love it. And here's it, y'all, the preacher lady came out. I'm an evangelist too. So I know, okay. So yeah, the preacher lady came out in you, pastor. We honor you. And here is the thing is that somebody said, wow, you have come out. I love it. You have to come out. She said, come on, Miss Lori. But that's because here's the thing is that Latoya, I think you will agree, and those of you that are your speakers, and being a pastor, you're speaking life into individuals all the time. But here is the gift, is that when you become authentic enough to let other people see, and God is allowing you to be displayed so that others can know, if he did it for her and she's touchable, you are a pastor that is touchable. You preached a powerful message of our Lord and Savior on Resurrection Sunday, but also in yourself, you are now, the Lord is saying it's your time. It is your time to, again, global, reaching the masses. And I just love it. You all, don't we just love that? That's what it's all about, is that we encourage one another. Flossie, I'm going to come on to you. I want you to come on and share with us your experience with this book. You got 2 more days and you're going to be hitting it, girl. Flossie, can you hear me? She can't hear me. Flossie, can you hear me? I'm gonna go to let's see, who is it next? That's right beside Monique. Monique, I want you to come on and speak, and then I'm going to send a message over to Flossie so we can have her to come on and share with us. Hi, welcome aboard. Welcome to the table again. Share with us who you are and your experience about this book that's going to be so powerful that it's going to definitely be in some women's hands. But come on and share with your portion of the book.
Yeah, so I'm excited to read the book myself. Like these other 21 stories, a lot of the women on this in this book I've seen and known, virtually for over a year now. But and even some people I know in person. But I met Latoya and Angela and Laura and Angela and Coretta, all these ladies through the same platform of losing weight. But that is not the story that I'm going to be sharing. I mentioned earlier that I've written novels. I've written 6 novels. And I love writing. That's my happy place. That's I can escape in writing. But when I heard or I saw the post that Latoya had about, writing and being an author. I haven't written in years, and I knew that I needed to start writing again. And so when I saw that, I was like, you know what, this is it. This is what I need to do. It's something that I need to do to get back into the writing. But like I said, it's nonfiction. And it's about me. And I was, it brings out that vulnerability about you, because I can make up these characters, but now we're talking about me. So in my chapter, I am sharing the story of how I first started writing that first book, that I've shared with people, but to just share that. And, it's 6 degrees of separation. You meet people, and I truly believe that we go through things because someone else is going to go through those same things, and we can help them and we can inspire them. But as I'm hearing these ladies on here, I'm really excited myself about getting this book and reading it over the weekend, so I can read the stories for all the other authors as well.
I am awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So being an author is nothing new to you. And as you said, it took you into a place of vulnerability. And I believe Angela, the featured author, shared about that as well. So did you all go into areas in your psyche and your space and your spirit and your soul that you probably hadn't looked at or felt for a long time? And
So when I was writing, it brought back those, and I'm sure for a lot of these other women, it brought back a lot of those raw feelings that I had when I was going through some things. And I, at one point I was like, wait a minute, do I really want to share this with people? Like, do I want them to know, all this? And I'm like, okay, no, do it, because if it's going to bless even one person, that's what I knew I needed to do. And I'm so glad that this opportunity came up, and I'm so glad that I did it. And I'm just looking forward to, what comes next.
Kenyatta, you were shaking your head. You want to tap into that a little bit?
Because I totally agree, because all my life, as far as I can remember, I had this crazy saying, I don't get attached to anything or anybody that I can't walk away from. And looking back over my life and remembering saying those words to people or just putting it out into the atmosphere, I never knew the damaged good that I was at that moment. And everything about this book is God ordained for me as far as healing is concerned. And so when the Lord took me to that place where I was first damaged, where I was first taken out of the image that he had created me to be, I realized that when I said I get attached to nothing or no one that I can't walk away from, I was really saying I'm detaching from God. I'm detaching from my creator. I'm detaching from my purpose. I'm detaching from who God sees me to be. And so writing my chapter of the book showed me where the detachment came from, the root of it, and also how God had pulled me out of it. And I didn't even realize that I had gotten out of it until I started writing my chapter. And I would say, that makes sense to me now. That's why I say this. That's why I do that. And then I said, God, I'm sorry. Like, I had to literally get to a place where I said, I'm sorry, because I have a women's empowerment group. She is me, and I'm daily inspiration and affirmation and pulling people out and sharing things. And my life has always been an open book. But now that I have written a book and a chapter that shows the root cause of the things we say and the detachment that we sometimes experience, I realize now that it took this book to really put me in a place, in a position, not only to empower and inspire other people who have gone through the situation that I wrote about, but to empower and inspire me to continue to be who God created me to be. It's not just my time to lose weight. It's not just my time to write a book. It's my time to come back to the place where God ordained me to be, so that now he can give me all the blessings that he promised was mine, but I wasn't in the position to receive because I still thought damaged versus victorious.
I love it so much. Miss Flossie, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you now. I had lost sound for a while.
That's okay. You've been so patient and waiting. We want to step back and just let you share your heart. Again, thank you so much. You're very proactive. I continue to say that. I just sense that about you. But I want to let you share your heart about this book project and what it's done for you since. And then we're going to acknowledge. I see a phenomenal person out there in our Facebook audience. Thank you all for sharing and your comments. I do see them, and we're going to acknowledge them in just a second. Dr. Kathy Amos and the phenomenal Dawn Leak. Yes. Thank you so much for being there. She acknowledged some things that you all are speaking, and so we're going to acknowledge that. But come on, Miss Flossie, share with us. I want to step back and just let you have the floor.
Well, the reason I decided to take part in this journey was I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and I felt like I've always been the type to sit back in the corner, be shy, not talk much, just get in my own little world. But when Latoya put out the call for authors, I called her and I talked to her, and I discovered so much about myself in writing the chapter that I wrote and dealing with things that I had just kind of pushed in the back of my mind, didn't want to deal with. It helped me to open my heart. It helped me to be honest with myself about a lot of things, because it was things that I did not want to face, and I did not want to say, yeah, I did that. Yeah, that happened. So in writing it down, and I've never written anything unless it was something for school, and writing everything down, getting my thoughts out, getting my feelings out, it helped me heal up a lot from things that I had went through. And the weight loss journey was a part of it, because that helped me get my health back together. And I'm so thankful for Angela for introducing me to that, and Latoya and everybody else on this platform, because these ladies, we all help each other keep going and help each other stay focused. And even with writing a book, the things that Latoya, the little messages and stuff Latoya would send us, she was always open to help us out. It's just giving me a sense of family, more friends. And I'm just glad that I was able to take part in this and open my heart and trust God. Talk about the trust I have in God and how he has brought me through things, because I know without him, I am nothing and I would be nothing. So putting my faith in him, putting my faith in letting him lead me to write what I needed to write, it's just been eye-opening. It's been healing, and it's just been the greatest thing I've done. I had a meeting at work today, and I just told everybody at work, hey, I'm a co-author of a book, and it's coming out, and it's great, and you guys need to really read it. Us women, we've gotten together. It's great. Y'all gotta read it. And I'm like, Monique, I cannot wait to read this book and hear everybody's stories, read everybody's stories, so that I can get their healing as well as my own healing. So.
Wow. That's good. That is good. Well, listen, that was worth waiting for. You being so patient, but what you said spoke volumes. And here's the thing is that being a writer, especially in an anthology book project, is that you're only writing a portion of your story. You're not telling your whole story. It is impossible. But in that, we found that it has been very therapeutic. And you have a visionary author, you have a project manager that has guided you, along with the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost, and the Lord himself has guided you all along the way. And I love what you've done here, Latoya, is that it speaks to your business as a coach. You help women. Each of them have said this, is that you have helped them learn to live. You have transformed their lives. When did you know that God had anointed you for it? And I feel my help coming now, y'all. When did you know that God had equipped you and anointed you for this ministry? Because that's what this is.
Oh, well, come on, Holy Ghost, and help me. I tell you, yeah. I did not. To be honest, I did not know. I just thought this is what I do. I just thought I've always been a person to help or to share. To tell my truth so that somebody else wouldn't feel so bad or uncomfortable about sharing theirs. Like, I've always been a helper. I started out as a nurse years ago. And now I'm on the other side of healthcare, where we're more proactive than being reactive. Now, a lot of these stories that you hear, it was the mental weight that these ladies need to break free from. And not only was it them, it was myself, that mental weight that had us bound and bondage. We thought we just wanted to lose a few pounds here and there.
And I was about to say that, it's not just the physical weight, it was the mental weight. And so you have the ability to tap into that first. Did you? And is that because you had to do the work yourself first? Obviously. Absolutely. You're a testimony yourself. So talk to us about that, the challenges, because you all, again, the book is not all about weight loss, but the visionary author is very candid. She has the pictures to show what her challenges were and where she is now. Come on, if you will, just share that with us, if you will, because I believe that's going to help somebody.
All right, Miss Sandy, you got me rocking over here now. So yes, I had to release some of my own mental weight so that I could address my physical weight. At almost 320 pounds was my heaviest weight, but the weight that I carried in my mind had nothing on top of that physical weight. When I could release that, and now I am able to live the life of my dreams, and I share it with other people. I know that my mess was my message, and so many others. Flossie Starks didn't tell you guys that she was a diabetic for over 31 years until she came in contact with Angela. Well, Angela sharing her story of weight loss and how that she could help. Now Flossie doesn't have to worry about that. Like that's not in the book, but that's another story that she has to tell to live again. And that's our whole message and journey, is that you need to live now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised to any of us. And it's support here. Link arms to your support. This sisterhood that we have, Coretta Muntz, my business partner, my sister, she's a featured author as well. Like, I dragged her in here, but I know her heart. And a lot of people see her as a cop. But I see her as a friend that is so giving and so loving and so caring and wanted so bad for so many others that first, wait a minute, we got to break free. They got to want it for themselves. You got to want to live now for you. Angela Haule, my sister, my business partner, my friend. Like, when we connect, everything else just falls in place. Everything else. And that's what we had to learn, is to lean on one another. Our mess is our message. Our mental weights can be broken. And as long as you have the right support. And see, a lot of people don't understand support is everything. Because if you could have did it by yourself, whatever you're going through, you would have been done it. You need some support. You need some real honest people that's going to cheer you on, that's going to encourage you, going to tell you when you're wrong, be with you when you're right, and help you when you're wrong. And you don't have to worry about them throwing other stones at you. They're going to be there to help you. And that's what we wanted to share in this anthology project. We wanted to share that hope, that help, that healing, that gratitude, that glory. And I'm telling you, for every pound released, every mental weight that was released, the Lord has been blessing us abundantly, not only for us, but our families, our friends, our community, and now the world.
Now the world. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And it's about to happen. Coretta, she's clapping her hands. Angela is clapping her hands. Coretta is saying, yes, yes. And I got it. I am with you. I wrote down that you're telling us that you're letting the audience know and letting us know you need support. You can't do it alone. If you could, then you would have already done it. And then you talked about the mental weight. We sometimes fail to forget about the fact of the mental weight before, we always talk about, I got to lose this. I got to lose this belly I got, excuse me. But we don't think about the mental weight. Why do you have it there? What are some other things that are going on? Why are you picking up the Twinkies at 2:00 in the morning? Why am I going and I'm standing at the stove, Flossie, and the chocolate chip cookies are there, and I'm standing there? Listen, y'all, I'm telling on myself. I need to join the journey too. For
Come
real.
on with it.
I'm telling you, but you are helping us. Well, we've got a great big day that is happening in 2 more days. The buzz is in the air. I do want to say thank you again to our Facebook audience. You all, the authors, they are cheering you on. I want to, and she's just saying, someone was speaking at the time, Cheryl Boone was on. Cheryl wrote, she said, yes, thankful and grateful to God for everything. And thank you, ladies, for sharing. Tamika Hill has been riding with us all evening, and she says he carried me through. Lori Goodman, and she's got the hallelujahs up there. I want to show that to you. Tamika's been hanging in here with us. Barbara Brown, thank you, Barbara. She says, go, Angela. And then Dorothy Moore says, wow. Someone says something that caused the wow factor. And Ms. Lori, yeah, we let you know that Tamika was saying is that you have to come out. Yes, indeed. And of course, you have Dr. Kathy. She's saying hello to everyone. Penny Love. Penny said, I understand. Something was said that it hit her heart. Dawn is definitely, she's saying hello to Dr. Kathy. But here's what Dawn is saying. If it blesses just one person, Dawn goes on to say is that it's God ordained, the root cause. Then she goes on to encourage you, Flossie. She said, yes, open your heart and give it out. And of course, she's acknowledging you, Latoya, is the queen. Yes, indeed. Definitely, they're saying that Lakeisha said definitely a healing process. To God be all the glory. And so all of you all, thank you so much. And as Dawn is acknowledging as well, yes, the mental weight. And I agree with you, Barbara, that this is, yes, it requires an applause, an adoration, and to our audience, you all, thank you, authors. So listen, this is what is about to go down on, yes, April the 21st. And this is what I tell folks, and this is what I tell you all, right? I tell you, put it in your phone. You got your phone, you got your calendar, you got the calendars, and they got those timers and those ding dings and all of that going on. Yes, and put it on your refrigerator, put it on a Post-it note, put it up upside your head, because yes, on the 21st, Latoya, tell us what's about to happen, baby.
Oh, baby, it's going down. Do you hear me? Now, you done gave me the mic now, Miss Sandy. On April the 21st, Thursday, Paid by the Pound will be released. You can get your digital copy there, and we need all your support. Get your digital copy. and then connect with one of these authors and get you a hard copy when they are available. Do you hear me? This is an anthology that you do not want to miss. You want several of them so you can give them out to your friends. Give them out to your girlfriend that's going through at work. Give them out to your sister that's going through at home. Give them out to your doctor that's going through at their job. Like, we have stories in here that's going to help everybody, but you just got to get it in their hands. So we thank you. We're looking forward to the support. Miss Sandy, as always, it is an honor. It is a blessing to know you and to be with you, to be on this show. Thank you for this opportunity. Dawn Lee, which is my coach out there in the audience, I thank you for everything, every push, because Dawn pushed me when I was scared. She said, you can, and I believed it. And so here we go.
Well, truly, it has been a blessing to have you all. I can't wait for part 2, because that's whenever we're going to get the backstory and all of the celebration. Listen, authors, I know I want you to put it on your calendar. Your co-authors, part 2 will be happening a week from today on the 26th. We will be right back here in the studio at the virtual table of Book Talks with Sandy. And I'm telling you, tonight has been Holy Ghost fire. And yes, it has been a Holy Ghost party, as I say too. Pastor, you are amazing. Thank you so much for gracing our table. You are amazing. You are, isn't she? Isn't she? Yes, indeed. We're excited. We are excited. Pastor Laura, thank you so much. Each of you ladies, I want to thank Flossie Stark, who has shared she ended it and talked about how important it is to just grow and just grow. And I love it. And even with her writing, as she was saying, is that still have some healing to go, but you're not in that same place. I also, as these authors of this phenomenal book coming out, let us know tonight is that we have to say it ourselves, is that we need support. We can't do it alone. You want to have that girlfriend that's going to be true to you, that's going to tell you when you're right and tell you when you're wrong. They're going to love on you. They're going to hug on you and celebrate you, because why? They want you to win. Healing from the inside. I love it that I believe it was Kenyatta who said healing, prosperity, and wholeness. I'm like, whoa, that right there got me. And then we had grace and mercy. And then I believe it was Pastor said that we have to come on out. I believe, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing that and to just pain. And someone had said that in our pain, you will grow. And I can't remember who that was that had said that, but those are my quick notes, because y'all was talking fast. I got to go back and look at the rewind. But listen, it has been a pleasure. It has been amazing. As always, you all right here on Book Talks with Sandy, as I say to each of you, is that this is a place for you. It is an opportunity for you to do what? To find that good book to read. And this is certainly one of them. Make sure you put it on your calendar that you will be looking for the phenomenal, international, best-selling, now visionary author, Latoya Griggs, who is a life enthusiast, inspirational speaker, transformational coach, founder, director of Live Well with Latoya LLC. These women that have been on tonight have shared about their inspiration, their empowerments, their journeys, and overcoming the adversities in their life. So it's not just all about the physical weight loss, but as we learned tonight, that is also the mental weight loss. Listen, guys, I'm full. I'm so excited to be with you. Don't forget, tune in on next Tuesday night. We will be here with part 2 with the women of this phenomenal book. 22 women that have taken part in this book. 22 women sharing their inspirational stories of life adversities and God's glory. We win. And we did hear from the visionary author. I do always go back and ask our visionary to give us the last words before we exit out, and then we'll say goodnight. And of course, I may have some more shows that are coming on my calendar. I'm sorry I don't have them tonight. And I do need to let you all know we are now on the CTR platform. Listen, go to my page. You can find us. I'll share more about that. You'll see that we're so excited to be a part of the CTR Media Network family, where we are now in global countries and all of that. So Book Talks with Sandy, to God be all the glory. It is because of him that the scripture says is that we live, we move, and we have our being. And so at this time, I want to yield back to the visionary author. As always, if you have any last words to come on and share your heart with us now before we close.
All right. So my last words, and always going to be, thank you, ladies, each and every one of you, each one of the authors that said yes, for giving your story to the world. Remember, it is not just for us. It is to help someone else. So I'm always so very grateful, and to God be the glory for all of this. And for those of you that are out there in the audience, remember that your mess is a message. And all you have to do is be willing to help somebody else along the way. If you take the focus off just you and start helping someone else, the Lord will bless you through everything else that you're trying to do. So thank you again, Miss Sandy. And I look forward to being with you next Tuesday.